Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome in to Whispers from the Hidden Realms. Sarah and Grimly here. We're excited to have you here with us today. Today is the second day of the Lunar New Year. So I don't know about you, but I've been feeling that the energy's a little bit shocking today, a little bit unique today. So we're going to find out what that's all about in your reading today. Before we got started, Grimly and I did go into meditation and we were guided to pull 3 charms. So this will be the first time that I go over charms with you, which I'm excited about. And then we also have 3 different decks that we're going to be using today too. So this is going to be a little bit more of an extensive reading. I do apologize. If you don't have the time to watch all of this right now, please feel free to save this and come back to it at a later date. And the very first deck that we're going to use is the Spirit Animal deck. So we're going to draw 1 card from here to see what spirit animal is coming forward with a message for you today. And then we have the Crow Tarot that we are going to be reading from as well. And last but not least, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck. So again, this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy reading, but I feel that it's very vital for the information that we need to share with you today. So please hang in there with us. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to set Grimly aside over here, and we'll actually start with the Animal Oracle deck. I was going to start with the charms, but I was told to pause with the charms for right now and to see what animal or animals come through at the Animal Oracle deck. So we have 2 cards that have come forward today. And the reason why I say it's interesting is because if you follow our other platforms, you're going to see that these cards came forward in the other readings that we have done today as well. And it's because I feel that as a collective, this is something that we really need to be focusing on. So the first card that came forward is the number 51. It is the Sandpiper Spirit, and it says to be playful. So the reason why the Sandpiper is coming forward and saying be playful is because I feel like in 2025, with the shedding that we did, because it was the year of the snake, we actually did start taking things very seriously. And now the divine is coming forward and saying, hey, it's time to stop being so serious and to start finding more joy and happiness in our daily lives. So in everything that we do, from our hum-ho tasks of cleaning the house, of paying bills, of spending time with family, friends, we need to find a little bit more joy and time to be silly and to play and be free, not be so focused on being prim and proper all the time. And I also feel that the number 51 is very significant to some of you out there. So please let me know how these cards are resonating with you, if you are getting a different feel from these cards than what I'm presenting. The other thing too is in 2025, since we did shed a lot of skin and close out a lot of chapters, the Beaver Spirit is coming forward to say, lay a solid foundation. With who you are today and with what aligns with you today, it's time for you to lay a solid foundation that matches who you are today and where you want to go. I also feel that the number 6 is very, very important to some of you. Maybe you have a 6-year-old child in your life. Maybe you have a 6-year anniversary coming up. Maybe you're seeing the number 6 everywhere lately, but I feel that the number 6 is very important for you. So please make sure that as you go forward into 2026, that you lay the foundation that is going to support you on your journey to who you are becoming, to who you want to be in 2026, right? Because 2025, we closed out a 9-year chapter of people, places, things, energies that no longer align with us. So 2026 is the year number 1. It's the fire horse spirit that's guiding us along this year. So there's going to be a lot of fire. There's going to be a lot of fast movement. There's going to be a lot of quick changes and a lot of quick energy. And if you don't have a solid foundation that you have built and laid down, then as you build, you may not keep that structure intact. It might start sliding out from underneath you. So take a few minutes and really build that foundation for you, because now we're going to go into the charms. The very first charm that came forward for you, sorry, let me see if I can get that in there, is the Ankh. Okay, so the Ankh is a symbol of grounding, finding spirituality, maybe even looking in a little bit deeper. That's where that hole at the top of the Ankh comes into play, right? Because sometimes there might be some shadows that need to be cleaned out, still residing in our current situation from 2025 that we did not completely clear out before we transition to 2026. So again, the Ankh is coming forward telling you to ground yourself, to look internally, externally, and look at the finite details too. Not all the time, not stay hyper focused in the finite details, but take a magnifying glass, go in a little bit deeper and see what needs to be cleared out that is still remaining, that's preventing you from laying a solid foundation. Okay. The next one that's coming forward is love. Okay, so let's see if we can get that too. There we go. So love is coming forward because I feel like for some of us, love has been a challenge. Not just external love, but internal love. How do we view ourselves? How do we talk to ourselves? How do we praise or tear ourselves down? Are we doing it in a spirit of love, or are we doing it out of anger and harsh words and resentment? Because if that's the case, then it's time for you to go internally and find that love for yourself again, okay? Because love, I feel, is very crucial for you laying down your foundation too. I feel like some of you really struggled with love in the past, and it doesn't just have to be your own evaluation of love as far as, you know, your internal love, but it can also be external. How are you presenting yourself in the world? Are you approaching people with love, or are you being very harsh and hypercritical and causing resentment and hurt feelings and all that kind of thing? Because if that's what you're doing, then that's not love, okay? It's time to reel that back in and redefine what that is and restructure how we look at love and how we apply it into every aspect of our life and to our friends and family around us as well, all right? Because you are meant to be the ruler of your world. That's why the crown is coming forward, all right? So you are meant to be the ruler. You are meant to do phenomenal things and to lead people along with you, right? But there's different types of leadership. There's very critical, cynical, rude and crude, or there is more gentle, loving, caring, compassionate type of leaders. So the question that you're being asked and that you are being challenged is, what kind of leader are you? Are you going to be patient, kind, loving, or are you going to be a hard-nosed dictator that people aren't going to like? You're going to end up getting a lot more traction with people if you approach it with patience and love than if you just bark orders, right? So just keep that in mind, okay? And apply that where it fits in your life, all right? So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next deck of cards, which again is the Crow Tarot cards. So we're going to see what cards come forward for us today out of this deck. And we already have 3 cards that have come forward for us today. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time to see if there is anything else that wants to come forward, and there is. I had a feeling there was. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, so these cards are talking about a lot of transformation, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. All right. Sorry, I said wow because I was expecting like 3 cards, and we actually ended up with 6 cards coming out today. But they're all good cards. I'm super excited to be sharing these with you because it talks about the transition that you've gone through and the lessons that you've learned and where you're heading into the future. And I'm super excited to share it with you. So let's go ahead and start with the very first card, which is the Two of Pentacles. So what this is coming forward and stating is that in the past, you were juggling a lot of tasks. You were juggling a lot of opportunities and feeling like you were constantly in opposition with those around you. Because as you can see, these were your goals, but everybody else was throwing in their own goals as well. Well, you have cleared out the clutter. You have said, nope, no more. I'm holding true to what it is that I want to bring forward, and I'm going to drop everything else that doesn't work for me. So you are finding the balance. You are finding the oneness that you've been looking for to walk in your true, authentic self, and that very much aligns with the Ankh, because I feel that you actually spent some time with yourself, really evaluating what was important in your life and what you no longer valued, what no longer has a place or a bearing in your world. Because I feel like for some of you, you were carrying ancestral expectations or religious expectations that didn't apply anymore, or trying to form yourself into a job that just didn't fit anymore. So now you have cleared out that clutter, you've cleared out that noise, and you know where you're going, or at least what your goals are and where you want to go. You may not be there yet, but you cleared out all the other noise. So good for you. And along with that, of course, comes death. And I know a lot of people, when they see death, they get really leery and they get really worried. But death in this particular case, and in most cases, has nothing to do with actual death. This is the ending, right? This is everything that you cleaned out in 2025. So that way you're reborn, you're rebirthed, you had a phoenix moment, right? You burnt down to ashes and now you are coming back as the phoenix ready to grow, except of course this is a crow instead of a phoenix. But you're coming back stronger, wiser, smarter. You've learned what you needed to learn and you are thriving, okay? You are thriving in your new environment, and I'm so excited for you. And right now my clock is saying 555, so I feel that number is very significant for you as well. Now, the journey's not over, my friends. You've done a lot of cleaning, you've gone through death, and now you are in the Hanged Man situation, right? And the reason why the Hanged Man is coming forward is because you are looking at your life in a different perspective. What is it that you want to do differently than you did in the previous years? How do you want to go forward? What does your new life look like that your old life was lacking? And how can you get yourself out of situations that you were not able to get out of in 2025 that have rolled over to 2026? I feel that a lot of things are becoming very clear for you. And it's because of the work that you have already done. It's because you have gone through and cleaned out the noise, cleaned out the clutter. You're working on building your foundation. You have closed out what no longer serves you and let it be. And now you are looking at life from a different perspective, so that way you can continue to expand, continue to be who you truly want to be in this world and not who you were told that you needed to be. And in addition to that, you have the Star card coming forward. Look at this. The Star card is all about new opportunities, seeing what you couldn't see before, filling your own cup so that way you can find the joy and happiness and freedom that you were looking for in your previous lifetime or your previous timeline, however that applies to you. But look at how grand and how beautiful your environment is now. And it's because things have become clear. Things are working in your favor. All right? But as you're going through the star card and you're transitioning, and this aligns with the Ankh as well, you're being encouraged to go into hermit mode, okay? But not for long, all right? The hermit mode is just here saying, hey, you've gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot, and we don't want you to rush to the next phase of your life. So slow down for a moment, recalibrate, realign, make sure that everything is lining up as it should and as expected before you take the next steps. Because when you come out of this hermit mode, things are going to start moving really quickly for you. Things are going to start falling into place that you felt like you kept hitting walls on. All right, whether this be love life, money, relationships, whatever this is for you, career-wise, you're going to have new opportunities as you emerge because, excuse me, you have the Knight of the Sword. You have Knight of Wands coming forward. And look at that. The Fire Horse is showing in your reading, which means that anything and everything that you put your mind to, it's going to come to fruition, and it's going to come in fast. So that's why you're being told to just pause for a moment before your life goes in fast forward. Now, just because things start moving fast does not mean that you have to immediately run fast with it. It means that it's your opportunity to slow down for a moment and see, does this align? Does this fit? Is this really where I want to go? If not, change your trajectory. But the sun is here supporting you too, stating that the world is your oyster. Okay, the world is at your fingertips. Make it what you want it to be, because you have the power, you have the strength, you have the knowledge, you have the courage, and you are being supported on this journey through the Fire Horse and through the Crow. Wow, you guys, I'm super excited for that. So let's see what else we can build off of this reading. So again, a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of love, a lot of leadership has already come through this reading. So I'm excited for you guys. So let's keep this momentum going and see what the Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck has to say. So let me go ahead and shuffle these cards and see what comes out for us. What other messages do we have for the divine or for the collective today to help support them on this journey? What other questions can we answer? What other insight can we provide? All right. We have 4 cards that have come through. Are there any other cards that need to come through? Yes. Okay. One more shuffle here. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So we have 5 cards that have come out for the Seasons of the Witch deck, and the very first card that comes forward is the Wolf. And I apologize, these are a little bit more shiny cards, so they the glare's a little bit horrible on there. Sorry about that. But the Wolf in the number 44 is coming forward, and it says, devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. How perfect is that? Does that align with the Fire Horse or what? Because you are being told to bring forward who it is that you really are, and not to play small, not to be anybody else but your true authentic self, but to take wise steps. That doesn't mean just go crazy and start running out there and doing whatever it is that you want to do. Make sure that you have a plan of action. Make sure that you know what you want to create, because again, the world is at your fingertips, but everything that you may lay your fingertips on may not really be what it is that you want to bring to fruition. So in addition to that, we have the number 1 card coming forward that says All Hallows Eve. It says, call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. Cast an unforgiven howl as you stomp your might through the ground. So again, this is tapping into your leadership, right? This is you standing your ground, standing in your true authentic self, and not being bulldozed, not being told who you're supposed to be, not being told how you're supposed to act, but you being true to yourself, but doing it out of compassion and love, not out of force and aggression. Because as you can see in the card, the wind is picking up the hair here, which means that the gentleness of the wind through the hair is how you will better serve as being a leader, as being the royalty in your life, and helping lead those around you, okay? It's not there to, as you see, the hair is not wrapping around anything, so to me that means that it's not there to be used to entrap somebody. It's there to let the energy flow. These are the ideas. This is what I would like the outcome to be, but I'm not going to force the outcome. I'm going to give you the autonomy to apply it in your life the way that it needs to be applied. Okay? So I feel like you're being told that as well, which is again why the Ankh and Love and the Crown have come forward, as well as the Hanged Man, Death, and the Hermit, right? All of those are just kind of there to help you become a better leader by tapping internally. Now, the next card that's coming forward is number 40. It's called the Underworld. Hand over your known. A shift is near. Take a leap. Your journey is clear. So again, this is talking about what you went through in 2025, right? In 2025, you did a lot of cleaning. You did a lot of clearing. You did a lot of recalibrating. And now you know who you are. You've set up clear boundaries. You have reinforced your beliefs, and you have reaffirmed who it is that you want to be in your world. And now you are being encouraged to actually step forward in that trajectory. So to me, the number 3 here is very significant because I feel like it was before, during, and after is what is being represented through these 3 individuals right here. So this was who you were when you came into this 2025 year of needing to shed. And then 2025, as you're going through the middle of all of the shedding and rebuilding and growing, that's you in the center, starting to know who you are and what it is that you want to bring into the world and what you have that's of value. And now you have come forward under the moonlight as your true authentic self, ready to take on the world, ready to be the leader in your world, in all aspects of your world, and move forward as your authentic self and not as a shadow of who you used to be. And the next card that's coming forward is Divination, but this one is in reverse. And Divination, if it was turned right, says take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. So to me, and the number 14 is significant on this. So to me, again, this is your grounding. It looks like you don't have to go into deep internal grounding. It doesn't look like you have to go into a hermit mode. It's just a reminder to pause every once in a while, tap back into the lessons that you've learned, and reinforce who it is that you want to be today. Not who you were in the past, but who you are today. Because as you sit with yourself in these moments of silence and pause, more information will come forward to you. But again, this is in reverse because this is not something that you have to do a long pause on, because the Hermit already came forward and told you to take a pause, as well as the Ankh. So you don't need to do a deep dive anymore. This is just the last little clearing out. This is that magnifying glass moment of the Ankh where you're just looking in and seeing, okay, what residual energies and stuff is laying here that still needs to be cleaned out. And then you'll find it, you'll grab it, and it'll be gone. So it won't be like a blink of an eye, but it won't be several month experience or several week experience or even a few days experience. It will be just a very brief look in. Okay, this is garbage. Let's get the garbage out. Okay, we've taken it out to the street. Now the garbage people will come and take it and it'll be gone and go into the landfill, right? That's basically what you're going to be doing in the final stage here. Okay? And last but not least, the card that we have coming forward today is ritual. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. So, ritual is coming forward today, stating that it is time for you to trust that intuition, okay? I feel through your journey in 2025, a lot of you have started listening to your intuition and understanding what it is that your intuition is trying to tell you. So with ritual coming forward, this is just a reminder that as you transition through the next phases of your life, it is time for you to tap back in every once in a while. Actually, daily, not every once in a while. You should be guided by your intuition and not by your head. Okay, so let your intuition really speak and really guide you, because your intuition is going to always lead you down the right path, where the logic brain may not always lead you down the path that you are meant to go down. That doesn't mean throw out logic. Obviously, if you are, dealing with financial situations, you can't go, oh, I'm not going to worry about that and just move on. No, you need to face it. You need to deal with it. But trust your intuition and your inner knowing when looking for assistance and resolve and how to move forward if you ever get stuck. Okay? Wow, you guys, this is a very powerful reading. I'm super excited for you. We're not quite done yet, sorry. I was just told that we need a crystal to close this off today. All right, so I grabbed a Gemstone Whispers deck oracle to see what crystals are coming forward to support you on your journey. I feel like it is plural, it is crystals, it's not just one. And please don't feel like you have to go out and purchase these crystals if you do not have them already in your possession. You can tap into them right here through this reading. So I'd recommend that you save this reading and reflect back on it when you need to tap into the energies of these crystals. Okay, so we have 3 crystals. Let me see. I'm just going to shuffle one last time here. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have, and I apologize, I'm going to butcher the name of this, and I'm not going to worry about what it actually says on here. Feel free to read it, but I don't feel that it's really applicable. It's more the energy and the support and the colors of the crystal that you're meant to connect with, and not so much what is written on the card. So this is Pediersite. I believe that's how that is pronounced. Okay, let me get my fingers out of the way, so if you want to read the words you can, but again, I don't feel the words are significant here for you. What I feel is the colors, the energy, the vibe that's coming through here, because what I'm seeing, and please interpret this your own way, but what I'm seeing is like, this is the solid mass, this is a solid mass, but this is like lava on both sides. So what this represents to me is what you're building. This is your foundation. So these are the holes that you need to fill in your foundation to move forward in 2026. But as you can see, those holes are not large gaping holes. They will actually close up really quickly, but it does require you to do the work that we have already discussed in this reading. Okay. The next one that's coming forward is the agate. And look at this overlap in colors. Look at the overlap in colors on that. So what this tells me is the agate is coming forward for you as healed landmass. This is your foundation completely in place. And this is your new beginning, of course. This is what it's going to look like when you are ready to take your next step or as you finish healing. Look how beautiful that is. That's vibrant and beautiful, and I don't know about you, but it just brings a smile to my face. And then last but not least is the ruby. So fire red, right? So when I think of fire, I think of red, I think of orange, I think of even yellow, right? Very vibrant yellow. So I feel the ruby is coming forward as your flame, as your heart, as your desire to create the world that you want to create in 2026 and not be passive and fall into old patterns and old habits, but to thrive and shine like the ruby shines, right? So those are the supporting crystals that are coming forward for you today, okay? All right, sorry, I'm just feeling the energy to see if there's any additional messages that need to come through, and I don't feel anything else. So, wow, I know that was a lot that we covered in this reading, and I hope that it resonated with you. Again, please take what resonates. This is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. But as always, Grimly and I really appreciate you joining us here at Whispers from the Hidden Realm. If this reading resonated with you, please feel free to save it and review it at a later time. Or if it didn't, please feel free to share this with somebody you feel may need to hear this message today. The other thing Grimly and I would like to remind you of is if you would like to go deeper into this reading, because yes, believe it or not, you can go much deeper into this and we can do a personal reading on this for you. We are still offering our Valentine's Day special, which is a 1-hour reading with Grimly and I, one-on-one, looking specifically at your situation and helping you answer and guide you for the direction that you should take. And included in that is you will get a copy or a picture, of all of the items that we use. So whether it be the charms like we use today, the runes, the crystals, whatever it is that we use in your reading, you will have the opportunity to have a picture of that, so that way you can continue to look back on it, reflect on it, and see if there's anything that needs further clarification or questions answered. And to help support with that, we give you a 1-hour Q&A session with Grimly and I. That Q&A session does need to take place 30 days after your initial reading at most. And we will answer any and all questions that you may have with that initial reading at no additional cost. And you can get all of this for $80. And this offer expires on February 28th. So please make sure if you are interested, please send us an email through the email linked in the description below, or you can find our email in the bio as well. But until then, we love you always, and we're so grateful that you are here with us at Whispers from the Hidden Realm. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. Take care.